Hey,
Hello.
hey, wait a second. Let me check some things. Hey, how are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I got up about what? I had a
Yeah,
little nap.
wait a second.
I had a little nap
Yeah,
a minute ago. So,
yeah, it's
but yeah, I'm doing all right.
hey,
What did you say? Sorry.
can you, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, yeah, so there was some voice lag or something. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a second. So you don't have any appointment, so you have time to stay, right?
Yes.
That's the good news. All right, so
Where's
let me see.
Brandon?
Huh?
I thought Brandon was coming on.
Yeah, so I'm just sending him the link, so he'll be joining in.
Okay.
So you were in like on this app, so it was easier to get you. Now he'll be joining in next. So how's been the week? I mean, have you been playing choices a lot?
Actually, no.
Yeah, same. I just played two
I've
stories or something. Yeah.
been playing. What is it? Dream Zone.
Oh wow. Yeah, yeah, it's a great app. The
Um.
Devil's Deal. You're caught up with this, right?
Yeah. Let me just say something first. I've read every book already.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Yes. I'm not saying how, but there's ways. But yeah, I've read every book.
Wow. That's cool. I haven't read all the books, but I have started all the books, but I haven't finished them. I have finished very few. Like Hostel Story, then Half Human, Time and Time Again. Then the story called Colorblind, and that was annoying at one point. But
Oh,
yeah, and that
honestly, like I don't know what it is about that colorblind one. It would just really annoyed me. I don't know why.
yeah, me too. I mean, it's just it's
I
super
don't.
hard, and yeah,
I
and
don't know
if you have
that woman. What was her name? Can't think of her name.
like the villain.
The one on the cover thing, the cover picture.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, the love interest.
yeah, the one who blew up that building on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Laura, I think.
Yeah, sorry, that's it. Yeah,
Mhm.
honestly, that's the story. Jeez. Honestly,
Yeah,
though, Dream Zone, Devil's Deal is my favorite book up to now.
yeah, no doubt there, hands down. And Milton is my favorite villain because it's really fun. Like I haven't seen any villain like him, like who plays with his mind and
Yeah,
he has something of his own. So I really like his character.
yeah. Have you read this book two up to now, the new one?
Yeah, till chapter 5. I'm all caught up.
I am as well. Did you read the latest chapter?
Hmm?
Oh yeah, you just said. Um, like I said to Brandon, like there's just something like I found it quite funny actually. Like I said to Brandon, the fact that like why is Carrie always there whenever something goes wrong?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that when the King of the Watch and she tried to blame us. Excuse me, that wasn't even us. But she's magically there again.
yeah,
Yeah, all right.
yeah. It's because I think like she is from what happened at the end of book one, she has a grudge on our main character, and now
Yeah,
she's become a cop. So whenever something goes wrong, she's there, just incidental, and then she tries to pick up with our main character, pick up a fight, just so yeah, or like tries to antagonize our main character. But I think the last two chapters she's going really soft on our main character, because at first she was like really harsh, but since the
aggressive.
intimate moment when she came to our main character's house and had the moment, since then it's been quite well, to be honest,
Yeah,
relationship.
I think as well. Yeah, as I was saying, like I'd love to like. Yeah, I don't know what to say to be honest. Yeah.
Seems I missed a bit.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, sorry about that. I had a bit of technical difficulties with this headset, but all good.
Oh, yeah, no. We were getting started this, We just came here. No problem.
So, what's the topic?
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
So, yeah, we're talking about Dream Zone and Devil's Deal.
Ah, I've missed a chapter on that. I need to read it. What a
oh,
miss.
you don't want to miss the latest chapter of book 2. Let's
Uh-huh.
just say that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to read it after this then.
But yeah, I mean, I think I told you, didn't I? I've read every book in that app so far. So yeah, looking forward to the new chapters on Thursday.
Always something to look forward to with that book.
Mm.
It always leaves you wanting more. Just the anticipation of wanting more.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, combining choices and Dream Zone. I think this book is one of the best books of recent times that I have read because and the storyline and Milton, because what a antagonist character Milton is. I don't think I have ever seen an antagonist character like that. In choices we had one or two like that, but it's not in every book you find an antagonist character like that.
Mm. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
It's super awesome. So, and what about choices? How's Nanny affair going as per the last chapter for you guys? How do you think it's going since our last conversation?
Well, last chapter was definitely fun and definitely a little sticky. Pun intended. It was a really fun episode. I liked it. I think it went a lot better than I thought. It definitely opened up. I think it left me with a few more questions than it did answers, but it was definitely a good standing. I liked the bit at the start where where we were able to spend some time with the twins and Jordan. Just prepping some things for the party. It was nice because like one thing I love is like in at least every one or every chapter after, there's one thing with the twins, and it's just that heartwarming thing that keeps bringing people back and bringing it part of the story that gives you that moment with the twins. It keeps you strong, keeps you going, and it's just amazing. I love seeing those scenes. They're really nice, and then when you get back to the party faster than I thought, we get given our new, I believe, makeover outfit, which is supposed to be, it's actually quite a nice outfit. Rather, it definitely fits a kind of a business personality type thing. Then we had the actual party itself. We started meeting everybody. We met the Queen Bee woman, Lana, her name is. Yeah, I wondered why she was so interested about the whole thing, and it made sense. She's Sophia's friend. And one of her best ones, and I'm like, oh, for God's sake. And that actually makes sense and why she's so prying onto it. And it makes sense why she's like Sophia, because she literally is like Sophia. She's not a best friend, she's practically a sister. Honest to God, those two are more alike than anything I've seen.
Yeah, twin sister.
Yeah. And even she, like, I think I managed to impress her throughout the party, or just keep it cool. Yeah. So it was still a bit. Everyone else was really nice though. We met the father of one of the students who Mickey got sent to the principal's office with. So I feel may have something going on there. Might be able to make a good friend there. And then just meeting all the other parents, they were all nice about it. They were all friendly, charming. They actually respected the positions we were in. The things we did. They were actually really good people. Just Lana was the one that was kind of a problem.
Oh yeah.
And I'm thinking she's going to be more of a problem than we think.
Yes.
Yeah, could be.
Definitely, because I know cause near the end she was talking about started getting really into the affair and things, and she was like, and then she started questioning like, but I won't question for Sophia. She's not here to defend herself. And it's like, how much does she really know? I mean, she knows that Sophia's sulking on her honeymoon, but the question is, how long before Sophia gets in touch, starts spilling the details, and then she starts spilling it around, starting a whole new problem.
Yep.
I'm thinking she's going to be a bigger problem than Jordan.
Oh God, don't even get me started on Jordan. Honestly.
Yeah, it was a nice
Literally,
moment. seeing anything yet, though.
I know that's the thing. Literally, one thing about a wink, and literally everybody's simping for her. It's honestly, I'm not going to go into it more than I want to, but honestly, it's really. I won't say pathetic, but annoying.
Yeah, I will say that there's a lot of attention towards Jordan for the wrong reasons and the reasons that they're not even going to get, and it just seems a bit pointless sometimes. Like, people can have their wishes on what stories could be, but it's like, I mean, look on the bright side. People will probably reuse her animate. They'll probably do what they did with Robin. They'll probably reuse her model in another book, and you can have a steamy night with that.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it gets rename it Jordan. Who knows? But I just think the whole thing around it was kind of. I think it was kind of. I don't know how to word it. I just think it's a bit too centered on Jordan, even though everyone now knows that. Even though people still think him, but I think earlier on, myself and a few others confirmed it. It is still a single love interest book. I mean, granted, there's these little cheeky things, but I mean, even though most people I don't think want to believe it, but it's still a single love interest book. We're still to Sam. Nothing is going to happen.
I know.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
yeah, like like you said, the reusing the model for for the people who liked Jordan. But I think if it gets scandalous at a point, it gets to a point where Sam starts doubting us. So maybe because the description at one point it said Jordan was standing so close. If you play the diamond scene,
Oh yeah, I
and
saw that.
yeah, Jordan winks and winks, and you can feel
That's what I was on about.
your cheeks hitting up or something. So I don't know, maybe it could go to a kiss or something, and at that point, just Sam can walk on us, and a drama can start. Maybe that's the purpose Jordan was sent to. So so something can happen. I mean, not like all the way really too intimate something, but like something that would can like create a drama between Sam and MC.
That is a possibility. I'm hoping it isn't, because if anything, if it turned into a kiss, I'd turn into a headbutt as a firm back off. But yeah, I hope she doesn't try anything. She is being very forward. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
And I can understand maybe she has a crush on us, but we've already gone through this road once. We don't need the deja vu. We're truly in love with someone else. Just take the hint. Back up.
Yeah.
We're very much in love with somebody else. Because I don't know about you two, but that steamy scene today was whoo. Not today, sorry, Friday. I'll be honest with you. Sorry, no, you go. It's fine. I was bobbling on after.
Yeah, to be honest, it was quite good, that chapter, to be honest. But honestly, I've already forgot about it because we were just playing I was playing Dreams there, so I've got no more to add on that, to be honest. So yeah.
No, but overall it was a good chapter. And then I already think I don't even think I need to look on the book and wait for the next chapter title after Meet Cute. I think the one after the Meet Cute is going to be the one mentioned or at least one in the future, which is the annual regatta. It's some yacht club party. You basically just watch a bunch of yachts race and something, put bets, etc., etc. So I think that's going to might be the chapter after, or maybe one close in the future. A bit like I don't want to say the gala, like the engagement party or something like that. An event early on in the book.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of surmising. Other than that, I think it was a really good chapter. We had a very nice intimate night with Sam. We had the meeting. We had the moment with the twins, and then it's like now we're getting to the meet cute part where I can't remember. We start going out in public together, and I'm assuming they start getting glimpses of us together and start putting things together, something like that. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
I have to double check what that is.
Yeah. But one thing also, like the other side of the coin, if you look at the last chapter, I mean, if you don't play the diamond scene with Sam, I mean, if you don't have much diamonds, you don't use the diamond with Sam, you don't use the diamond with, your kid, with Mickey and Mason, then the chapter to people who didn't use diamonds, it really fell short. Because and then also like the impression part, it also fell short, kind of. So I felt like there should have been something more for if you're not using diamonds, because if you don't play those scenes, then it gets really short, the chapter. So then for people who don't use diamonds or don't have, it'd be a bummer for them.
Yeah, I mean, I looked back at it, and there were a few options where if you didn't pick the diamond outfit, or you didn't do some of the diamond prep work, you got given certain options. Like one of the ones was what one of them, one of the parents, Marisol, I think her name was, the one who actually invited us. She liked sweet things, so if you didn't do the diamond scene, you couldn't offer her cookies. So you got given another option that wouldn't impress her, but you also still had a good option. But it's like if you had a diamond, you would solidify and you would, lock on that impression for her because you'd have both the good options, either a sweet drink or a sweet, a sweet treat. And obviously, I remember, it was interesting. I found it interesting at first, but it was good. So if you did the prep, you unlocked the cookies option, and it removed the bad impress option. If you didn't do it, you had to offer one of the regular appetizers, which wouldn't impress her, but you also still had the contingency of offering her a drink. But if you chose a diamond option, that would solidify your impression of her, and it would do you good.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think there's still an option with the Will. I think the dad who comes and depending on I chose something and I get one down on impression with him. So that's the only time. So yeah.
Yeah, I think he may come to be like a close ally because his kid's close with our kid, and I'm curious to hear more about Mason's little crush. He even started eating vegetables for her, so that's interesting. But I can
Yeah.
respect a kid with a crush. He's happy. He's happy in class. He's happy with her. Mickey's also been getting into mischief with a girl, so I think there might be something brewing there. But one thing I liked as well in that chapter is how they told each other, like we said, that this is a good thing, and how in kind of like contrast to what's going on with Sam and MC, absence makes the heart grow fonder because they're apart a lot. They come back. Mason even said it's nice being able to tell each other the stories they've done because they're not together. And it's like they were happy about it. They were able to enjoy it, and I think that was quite a deep moment there.
Yeah, that's true. How did you feel about that, Mac?
To be honest, I've actually all forgot about it. To be honest, like I said, honestly, I've not really been that interested in choices lately, if I'm honest. But to be honest, about the book, about the latest chapter, I mean, all I got to say on it so far is Mickey and Mason are the only one, and Sam are the only ones what are keeping me sane. To be honest, like that's the only reason I'm really playing it. To be honest,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have one question for you guys. Did you play like when Sam comes in for the diamonds, and just before that, I don't know if it's a serious something or we're going to get a follow up in the next chapters or not. But Jenny seemed like she's really worried about something.
Jealous.
Yeah,
yes,
something goes there.
Yes, I
So,
noticed that. Yeah, I was like, what? It's like, then it starts getting sad. I'm like, is she jealous because she thinks she's kind of losing us to upper society? And it's like, and then Sam pops up, and it's like, and then she turns on the brave face, but it's like, she's getting jealous, and I'm like, jealousy can lead to, well, you know what I mean. It can lead to problems, and let's just say if the scandal were to come out, I don't want to say it, but Jenny.
Yep.
I think Jenny could be possible. It depends because she's so attached to the main character, but the main character doesn't see that she's gonna, that she's gonna be away from her forever. She's still her best friend. She still cares. She's just spending a lot of time with Sam. And once this will be over, she'd probably still spend as much time with her. But maybe maybe it's all getting to her. She thinks she's losing her best and possibly only good friend. So she may go to certain lengths to prevent that. I mean, we've already seen an instance of it in a very scandalous proposal. We had Tommy, who has been sabotaging Ava and Simon's relationships and since forever, to make sure that he doesn't get hurt or something. And well, finally he failed, but still. And he claimed he was doing it for his best friend, so that is always a distinct possibility.
Yeah.
I've always said there's something wrong about her, to be honest, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, when I played, from the scenes, I didn't think it about, it could be jealousy. Now, when you put it that way, I think it could be possible. Someone else brought that up, like maybe she's into our main character, they said, or like a jealousy thing for something else. But when I read, I felt like maybe she's going through some problem of her own. Maybe like she wanted to talk with MC, and then she just gets cut off at the moment, and she just says, "Oh well, invite Sam." So, like, I don't know. It could be jealousy, or it could be like maybe she's under pressure. It could be something related to the scandal, like she's being pressured by someone or something, and she wanted to talk with MC. But it could be anything. But I just hope it was not like a random thing there, like just to bring Sam, and then it never gets mentioned again. Something like Bo cheating on us. I hope it's not something like that, and it gets followed up in the next chapters. Like
Mm.
it could have a really good follow up storyline, and that would be super awesome. I think.
Yeah.
I think in one instance, I think in most instances of these books, a best friend or somebody close does, like, they lose their self and they go on to portray the main character of the love interest, and it's like that seems to be a thing I've been noticing in a
Yep.
few books, and I'm thinking I'm not ruling it out of this one. Don't get me wrong, I
Yeah.
really like, I don't mind Jenny. She's quite a nice person. She's interesting in her own way, even
Mm.
even if she doesn't feel like she fits in, but still kind of concerned.
Mm. Yeah, I really hope like they did more with Jenny. But if they're doing this, because a lot of fan demanded that last time, that we don't have a family, but we only have Jenny, and we don't know much about Jenny, but she just comes around to give us outfits. So
Mm.
it would be a good thing if she gets a storyline. Doesn't matter what kind of it is, but it would be good.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. But so far, I'm still liking it. I mean, it's like Max said. I think it's the only thing kind of keeping choices afloat. It's kind of falling down. I'm with a group chat of friends at the moment, and we were talking, and it was just like, not many of them make choices edits. They don't really do choices anymore. They've kind of fallen out of it. And
Yeah.
I kind of agree with them to a statement. I still like choices in a way. I love the Nanny affair. It's
Yeah.
the one thing keeping me
Yeah.
here. I like Laws of Attraction. I like
Yeah.
Slow Burn. I do like the stories, but I just think
Mm.
the whole thing itself is just kind of falling off, and it's
Yeah.
it's just kind of fallen from what it once was. I swear it's like a few months ago, it was spiraling a bit, and then it's just kind of fallen down in such a short amount of time. It's like something's happened, but I can't put my finger on what it is.
I mean, to be
Mm.
honest, that's why I went to Dream. When you mentioned Dream Zone, I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll give it a try. And literally,
Yeah.
the only if I say this, I'm probably going to get a little bit of hate, but I don't care. Literally, the only reason what annoys me the most is like gender locking. Like
Mm.
with Dream Zone, literally every single main character is male, which I think's good. Because at least I don't know why, but honestly, I'm not.
It's yeah,
It's very provocative, but
mm.
I, as long as I've been given the choice, I don't care.
Mm.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
I-
I won't have a problem with choosing a female main character in Dream Zone. I won't have a problem with that at all, because it'd be cool. But I think last I checked, Dream Zone is based for men. Yeah, in a way, which is it's kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say this as a guy. I find it kind of in a way insulting as well, because it seems to, like, the way it's based off of is it's because you two have seen how very explicit it is and very intimate it is.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, those are some very interesting scenes, but I personally prefer the story. Like, I love the action stories. Like, most of them, they always have action, they always have thrill, excitement.
Yeah.
It's one thing I think Choices is lacking in genre is just the action-filled scenes, especially in Hostel Story. Honest to God, playing as a Secret Service agent, ex-military, doing all sorts of stuff around the world.
Yeah.
That thing kind of appeals out to me. And then I guess the explicit scenes are a bit of a bonus. It's interesting because it feels more realistic in a way. Also, it kind of it can deepen on the creativity. I just think they should make some the gender customizable MCs. So some females. I think that's it. Make it not fully biased towards men. Maybe change it up a bit, because it is an amazing app. I love the story. I love the actions. I do love the scenes. They're all really good. I like the little collector cards you can get. But I just yeah, those are pretty fun. But like I said, yeah, I think all Dream Zone need to do is change up the genders a bit in terms of the love interests and the MCs, and it'll be perfect in a way.
I think I know. I've noticed as well. Don't know about you, have noticed this more or less in probably almost every book, which obviously I've read every book. Like you always end up. Don't know if I should be saying this. You will more or less sleep with the villain, even though they're the villain. You end up probably killing them after anyway. That's one thing I've noticed as well. It's like, okay, like,
ooh, yeah, because what? Wait, say that again. With the villain, you end up knowing the villain or killing the villain.
No. How do I explain? Like, you more or less. It's hard to explain it really. Like, more or less every book, you always more or less sleep with the person who betrays you. Do you know what I mean?
Hostile Story. Well, actually,
Yes, that's what I mean.
actually, no, that one does count because you were with Elizabeth. Yeah, I get that.
Yep.
Yeah, I noticed that. So half human. I don't know if you've read this, but Project Prometheus, that's one as well.
I've
yeah,
read that as well.
yeah,
That's
with
the last one I
Nikki.
read.
Yeah, Nikki. Yeah, I'm waiting for book 2 on that. I'm really interested. I hope, but I chose Monica mainly. I liked Monica in that book. Who else? Hostile Story, Elizabeth. Hostile Story 2, the woman in the quite early on, the one who betrays you. Who else? Man for Hire, Donna.
And one called Madison as well.
Wow, she betrayed us.
Oh yeah, half human. Oh crap! I just realised you're still in that. It's Donna. So, in all fairness, Donna's quite a selfish character. So I kind of expected it at some point, but I won't say anything else. Half human, yeah, Madison. Yeah, in that instance, it's like I think that's appealing to one of the genres, which is like being with the villain or something, or it's like the kind of thing of trying to convince the villain to be good or something. I don't know, that whole kind of aspect. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's definitely interesting. Yeah. So like the only villain we didn't sleep with was Hostile Story with Carter. In all fairness, I wanted to just put a bullet in his head than sleep with him anyway. Honestly, God, I hated him after that. Honestly, I was just set with the goal of hunting him down.
This might sound a bit weird, but am I the only one who always thought he'd be the one who betrayed us?
Carter?
Yeah, I've always thought that. Like, I knew from, like, book 1. Like, there was just something off about him. Like, I'm sorry, but I probably always knew. I just...
something felt off about the way that we were told to do it. I mean, Vince, he was just being the usual CIA kind of goon. But he was alright. He's still a cool guy. I mean, in the end of Hostile Story 2, he was like, he believed us and he was like, I want you to knock me out. I think you can actually change that option because it gave me the blue little thing saying you've done something to change this outcome. So I think I got the good one with Vince, but now we're on the run. But yeah, something did feel off about the way we were supposed to do this. And then right at the end, when Carter called off the whole thing, even as we got close, that just gave it away right at the end. Why would you give us away right when we know where they are, right when we can stop this here and now?
Yeah, exactly.
But thank God we could disobey it.
Yeah, I mean, with Dream Zone, I think they are targeting like most of the apps. I mean, almost 96% of the like story apps out there. They're all gender locked for mainly you can play as female, and moreover you can play as like straight female. So Dream Zone is like so a lot. In recent years, there's a lot of players, male players who are playing these apps, and they're not getting the like male main characters. So Dream Zone is doing the complete opposite thing. Like they're making stories for straight male, and with a lot of like it's complete opposite of Lovesick app. So yeah, but I totally get that because if you want like as a company and everything, if you want to really make it accessible to everyone and a wider reader and stuff, then you need to have like gender customizable main character and then good set of love interest and yeah, like it has steamy scenes and it's good that they're sort of mixing up steamy scenes with the plot. That's a good thing they're doing. It's not just only steamy scenes, but it's plot also. I mean, other than Hostile Story, I don't think in any other book we have you know one or two steamy scenes in every chapter. Because in Hostile Story, we have every chapter we have one or two steamy scenes, but no other book I remember has this. Not like time and time again. Not half human, not devil's deal. So the in
Mm,
a good plot with sometimes occasional steamy scenes that's needed, I guess, and it's a good direction. And stories like Devil's Deal because it's a great story with great characters and the antagonist. Awesome.
mm,
So if like you said, all the things happen because yeah, like gender customizable things are way more because it's I agree, I get why some people say even if it's like gender locked as opposite gender I can play for the story, but sometime what happens for instance if you're playing a book like let's say it's some book where it is completely a plot, then you can play the book, it's no problem. But these are like a visual novel, right? So you create your own avatar and then play it. So now you're a boy and you're creating a girl's avatar. So that's still you're learning the story. That's fine. But things get a little different when you hit hookup scenes. So when you're going for a hookup scene and you are a boy and you're playing for a hookup scene with a girl and so for instance your love interest is girl. So that gets kind of messy there. Even if you're so I think that's not the best experience you'll have out of that, or you wouldn't feel like really inclusive. But if you going the like if you have your option to choose, it just feels more inclusive, as if like you can name your main character after you can choose their skin color, you can make it look like your own character. You would feel like you are there fighting the zombies, fighting the hordes of enemies. So it feels just more inclusive. Like that's just how I feel like I'm there in that situation.
Hmm.
mm, definitely.
And I think as well, if they wanted to add some on Dream Zone as well, it shocked me of how good the stories were.
Mm,
Like when we first were talking about it, you said the steamy scenes are expecting it just to be all that. But honestly, it shocked me of how good the detailing is in the stories. Like, honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. Really.
I really do love the stories. The music, like again, music and
Yeah.
art is
Sorry.
really good as well. But the story just like the story goes deep. It goes to
Yep.
those deep, heartening scenes. So it still is
Mhm.
a good story. It's not just based on I think what the stereotype is of just male, the male straight fantasy of
Yep.
different messed up things, but still they still have some deep stories. They still have the heartbreak stuff going on. Like at the end of Prometheus, it kind of ended with a bit of heartbreak if you think about it because of the way it ended. So
Mm.
it wasn't just how the rest of it left off. It's still a really deep story. I still personally really love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Like I think my first story is hostel story, and I was still like, but the about this app, my perception, my concept, everything got changed when I first played this time and time again because it was a really awesome story with great plot, and then Devil's Deal, and before that, of course, Half Human. It was also super awesome. The story. So these three or four stories, they're like and also they're really close, like you're either in high school or in college. So it's just like really good. That like resonated well with me, and it's just great.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
That was that. So did you guys play Laws of Attraction this week when it came back from hiatus?
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
was very interested. I was interested to see how the story went.
How did you feel about that?
I felt it was really good. It's
Mm.
finally getting into all the juicy details that we've been waiting for. It's starting up. It's like you said. It's starting up when we said it should. On chapter. I think what we're on chapter 9 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's got a good startup going on. So, and I think there was plenty in there for the first chapter of the murder case. We got to we got to know our client. We got to look into the whole thing itself because the whole thing did seem skeptical. I mean, it's to the naked eye, it's like how do people not understand? This is clearly not as it seems. It
Yep.
sticks to the expression "nothing is as it seems." What it's set to seen as is the supposed boyfriend just point blank shot his girlfriend for no reason. That's literally point blank. And the worst part, and one thing I liked is, even though it's kind of messed up, it's deep because it went into racial profiling at the start.
Mm.
Because they
Yeah. I
were
know.
talking about it. They were like, he's because of his color, like the suspect because of his color. But if and even asked and said um, if he wasn't an actor, people would just cast him away and not give it a second glance. So I do think they did a good job on about racial profiling there, which was really good. But other than that, it was like I said, it was a really good chapter. We looked into the whole case itself. We got to understand the bit of the It's kind of went into a bit of a detective work as well. So I liked that part. We learned about his girlfriend. She was shot once in the chest, close range. So Marcus claiming that he wasn't there, but in fact he just wasn't there. That he was apparently. There were some skeptical things about it, like how did he not hear the gunshot? If he was if he was living in the same house, and it's like, I mean, granted, yeah, silencers are supposed to be silent, but not even there. Pitch quiet, they still make quite a bit of sound. So it's still that is still a bit interesting. And then
yeah.
And then we dive into it. We actually get to New York. We start to Los Angeles, and we start to look into the case itself. Like we look at the crime scene and of course mine being the usual galoot. We ask, the first thing that came to mind is when it popped up is shell casings, because one thing you always look into shell casings. He's like, why are you looking at shell casings? Look at what gun are you under now. It's like, oh, Martin, you once again proving my point as why you're not a good lawyer. You don't see the bigger picture. Shell casings would be there if this was an amateur job. They wouldn't be smart enough to remove them. Shell casings can do the world a wonder, actually, into solving crimes. Yeah. But of course, Martin and his ego and very short IQ keep him restricted there, so I wasn't surprised. But of course, we got the strategy point for that. And, I mean, still, the cases were collected. This was a professional, but still, it didn't, it still didn't get off the right way. And then we went to prep Marcus for his interview, which he nailed. And then one thing that I kind of thought was going to go south was like, why are the firm looking into a murder case? They never look into murder cases. Are they just doing this for publicity? Like directly calling us out. And I was like, we're up for doing the actual justice, doing the actual job, and that was actually suffice enough. I thought that was going to go rather south though. And then we got to investigate the house itself. It was a bit interesting actually. We saw that there were none of Marcus's belongings or or anything, and it's like, so he wasn't living here. If he wasn't living here, how could he have committed the crime? Or if he was living here, how could he have done this? And it's like, of all what's going on, it's like, is it where was he staying then? What happened? It would explain why he didn't hear the shot. Yeah, exactly. Because he wasn't actually there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then it's just going back and forth around the house. You learn a bit more about Alana. She has strong ties to her past. That was highlighted as well. Not sure what that means yet. That's like, I can't remember what that's called. It's something you find out that means something. It has a deeper meaning to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go off to the studio set to talk with the mates. We get the diamond scene to go out with them to learn something. And that's when, we start getting some of the information. It reminds me of the book I'm currently reading on stream, The Unexpected Heiress. One of them said, I think her name was Kaylee, she got the sense that she was obsessed with something. And that is something that usually leads to a death. There's something going on with the victim, something that they know or something they're worried about, and it's something that usually leads up to the instances of death. Mm-hmm. And she even said, her personality, she was relentless. But if something was getting to her, then this definitely was interesting in its own way. And she fell into like obsessions or something, but it was definitely interesting. It's back and forth really. And then then we kind of get back to the hotel. It ends off. We head back to Sadie's upstairs. But yeah, it's like I said, something was troubling her. So something deeper must have been happening behind this. It's like, and even like we know this. It's supposed to be a deep mystery. So the fact that once you find out something was obsessed with her or something was concerning her, that's when you instantly know something was up.
Yeah.
yeah, it could go. That could go either way, I think. But I'm interested to see how that story comes out as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the story, came back from hiatus, and like you said, choices felt really vacant at one point, but now I think it's starting to fill up. And what a great story! What a great chapter to start reading it again, because the murder mystery case, and yeah. So some things I would feel, yeah. So Martin, and I think the competition, it's just because it seems like at this point only sane lawyer is our main character, and Aslin is just with us, like throwing some points here and there. But Gigi doesn't seem really interested in this. Bo is there, but even when like I'm seeing a pattern, like whenever we go to investigate somewhere, we bring partners. For instance, Bo, Gigi, or Aslin, and then something happens. We need to dig deeper in a diamond scene, and they say, hey, I've got a task there, I've got this, I've got a lunch, I gotta go. You will take points on that, so you just can go. So I think, yeah. So we're seeing a pattern, and it seems like even like only sane lawyer, or who like taking the case or everything seriously. It's just only our main character. So
Yep.
I would have liked to see some more fierce competition from Martin. Like competition, not in the sense of like, hey, you just like opposing all the time our main character for like literally BS things, or just creating problems. Not that kind of opposition, but like really good. Like toe to toe fight. So that would have been super awesome. But it seems like our main character will win this race quite easily, because
Yep.
it's just the law firm New York's, but none of the lawyers seem like really they belong here. I mean, really, our main character is only one who is like rowing the boat at the moment, with Gabe and Aston sometimes helping. How do you think about that?
I think in a certain case, I do agree. I mean, I like Gigi. I do think Gigi is. I think in terms of when I think about it, Gigi, Aslin, and main character, they belong, because Gigi, she doesn't want the position, but she wants to do good. Like I said, and she's an amazing researcher. She's amazing at gathering information. So
Mhm.
she's a good member of the team. You've got Aslin, a little shy but confident. She gets her information as well, and you've got MC, who digs deeper into the meanings. So in all fairness, I think those three make a good team. And then going on to it, Martin, I don't think he,
Just
like I
too
said,
clueless.
he's too a bit too close. He's too blindsided by his own ego, by his own, he can't see the bigger picture like the rest of us can. And unless he pulls a ball move, I don't think he's going to advance anywhere. And to be honest,
Nope.
I would love to see him try pull a ball move, because I would be going straight at him. Because
Yeah.
that's show desperate. I mean, in all fairness, if he threw a ball move, they should know that it's not really him, because he can't think out of the picture. And I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
and Bo, he's reckless. He's I don't know how to explain it. He did steal from us, but I think we were able to forgive him at that point. I think we just need to keep an eye on him. I'd still say he's a good member of the team in a way, because he can. I think he knows how to also gather some information on some like unlikely aspects, as well as working with him. Like in the start, where we had to divide and conquer. One of us had to go work on something, the other go work on the other. So he's good at being a good partner. So I think, yeah, I do think Bo in his own way, he's not good for the partnership, but he provides to the team. It's just
mm,
Martin who's a considerable liability in a way. Yeah, he has his so-called brains and his degrees, but that doesn't. I don't see him doing much in these cases. It's like he's at the top. He's at the top, and he can't handle it. He's trying to go back off. It's like when I think about slow burn, it's like they were in the competition, they were taking it easy when they should have been going out of their comfort zone, and they should have really pushed themselves. Everyone seems to be doing that apart from Martin, in a way. Martin's the only one just sticking to his old grounds. He's not providing anything, and I even remember seeing this actually. I think I saw a post from one of the writers who were sadly leaving Laws of Attraction, but they always said they loved writing embarrassing moments for Martin and messing up. And I'm like, yes, this person should stay. They're my best friend. I want them here to keep helping me embarrass Martin. Hell, I'll even help. But yeah, I just think Martin is going to become some sort of antagonist, because
Yep.
he can't see the bigger picture. He's not as good as the rest of us. The rest of us make a crack team. He doesn't. He just, in fact, all he does is spending his time being jealous and just trying to call us out for things that he just can't see the bigger picture of. So
Mm.
I just see him as like an extreme liability, and as for everyone else, they all fill in their roles. But yeah, like I said, MC leads the charge. I'd say they make a good team, and they are a team. But MC just leads it strongly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Uh, so here was this one moment when Gabe, the press conference, when we will need to prep up the Marcus for the press conference and the questions from the reporters, and Gabe will be telling us like, "Hey, you and Aslin go." So did you also feel like it was kind of random because it was again a diamond scene? You need to pay for it, otherwise the other two will go perhaps, or I don't know who will go because I chose, took the diamond scene. So do
I
you
think it
think
was
they could have
yeah.
instead done something like they send all four and sort of something like there will be questions and we will be will be given a timed options to say something, and if we mess up, then maybe our opponent, for instance, Martin or someone, will step up and sort of defend it, but our score will go down. Or if we manage to say the right thing, then our score will go up. But felt like because because Martin and Bo, they were really excited to go for it, but sort of Gabe gave us to this option. So do you think like not like a fair game all in all, or but the other way around would have been fair? What do you think about that?
I think, in all fairness, it's just due to the severity of the case. Regardless of the competition, yes, it's still on, but still, this is a major thing for the firm itself. So, and Gabe wants to pull out all the stops, regardless of being a bit biased towards main character. He wants to put the best on, so that's
Yeah.
why he put us and Aston on. That's why we're up, because we are the best. Bo and Martin are not. Gigi, she's in the middle. But me, MC and Aslin, they're near the top. I think, even regardless of the competition, this needs to be a win for McGraw firm. This is their first murder case take, and this will boost their firm a lot. So I think Gabe just wants to make sure this gets solidly put in. Plus, in he knows how much ingenuity the MC has, how good he is at deeping into this deeper meaning, because it clearly is deeper than it seems. So I just think Gabe's being practical and being smart. He's playing his best cards in a way.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
think, yeah,
But isn't like Martin is at number two because the last time they updated the list, Martin was like at number two because Aston did really good, but she came at number three or something. Wasn't that the list, or there was another one?
if I remember rightly, he fell back down, and Aslin or Gigi took. I think it was Aslin. He fell back down, and Aslin took over. I think he might be in third, he might be in fourth again, but he definitely fell down from number two last
Uh-huh.
time I saw.
So yeah, so I think it was probably after Moot Court, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh yeah,
Because we discovered the deeper meaning of that, and still, that
yeah,
again was that again. If all fairness, that is a perfect example of Martin not being good enough for this. There was clearly a deeper meaning. It wasn't just a moot case. It was the fact that their own client was trying to commit something, and they were defending him, but they figured that out, and it boosted them tremendously. Martin never even thought about figuring that out. He was just confused and confused and confused, and it's
yeah.
like, again, this is a perfect prime example of looking into a deeper meaning of something. Martin clearly failed for good. He can't ever look into the deeper meaning, so therefore he got back down the list.
Yeah, that makes sense then. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, the murder mystery is really, spiking up, and this they say like this obsession of I think Aliana, I think the one who got killed.
Yeah,
So it'd be interesting. Like, is it this obsession that's going to lead us to something really dark? So that'd be super interesting to find out. And I think we have discovered, we have done our research, and we have dug up something. But I still think Marcus is not telling us the whole truth. There's more
No.
to his story than meets the eye. So we'll be really interested to see what happens.
yeah, I definitely caught that after the fact that after we found out he wasn't living there, but he was still apparently in the house when she died. There's a lot of things that don't add up. There will be something that we're missing, and that will come out, and we'll have to try and work around it.
Hmm. Yeah. How did you feel about it, Mac?
Once I got that, I've literally got no more to add on it. To be honest, I mean, I will agree with you on the sense that there's more to the story than he's letting on. But yeah, literally, that's all I've got to add on that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's spicing up. So it's Monday, so 2 more days, and then Wednesday. It'll be awesome, I guess.
We've also got Nanny Effect to look forward to on Friday. Thank God. The silver lining to every week.
Yeah. And wow, I was super awesome with your the unexpected heirs.
Yeah, after a very scandalous proposal, I was told about the unexpected errors. I'd heard about it before, but not really looked into it. It's another book set in England, which is like a prequel or a prelude to AVSP. It takes place, if I'm saying this right, it takes place
1820.
after the bonus scene of AVSP, which is where the Duke fakes his death and runs off
Wow.
to be with Moira, because we
Yep.
run into Lady Gemma, who is the same Gemma from that, except she's a bit different. But she talks about her Duke Thomas passing away, and she becomes a more lively spirit. And I was interested to see what kind of character she is, and I've chosen her as my ally for the story as well. And I was like, huh. And and it's really interesting. I'm only 3 chapters in, but we're going to be reading some more tomorrow. And I've been enjoying the story a lot, really. We opened up to a mysterious death of her older sister. And we have to take her place in the family, the Ashbourne family. Is it Ashbourne? One of the family, and the family are really nice. I like that. I like the Lord. Oh wait, no, is it? I can't remember what they're calling him. The Count and Viscountess or something. The Viscountess, one of them. They're really nice. The Count and the Viscount himself, he's a really good guy. He's very supportive, and so is his wife. They felt very hurt by our sister's death because they actually lost their actual only daughter in an infirmary. That's why they picked up Mr. John. I can't stress all the Mrs. in the story. It's so weird. And then we're set to marry Mr. Francis, but there is in no way indication that he's actually a love interest. I think he's too hurt, but there's still something going on. We've had some instances where he's been secretly doing something, and then we found out actually in the last chapter, give or take, that he's talking about the blood types, because as Amelia, the MC's older sister, died, she said something about, before she died, she told him about her sister. I can't remember the exact words, but they're the same blood, and blood runs or something to do with blood, and their blood specifically. And he hasn't told her, but he's been trying. What I can gather is he's not a bad guy, but he's trying to figure out what happened ever since, and he's trying to dig deep into it. But he doesn't want to alert the main character or anything to what's going on. And we're trying to figure this out as well. So it's really an interesting story, really, really deep meaning. I'm really enjoying it. I enjoy the royal, this little royal family. They're really supportive. They're really strong together. The Dubé Viscountess, I think she's called, the Dobre. She's really an interesting person. I mean, we still have the biased notion of, oh, she's an American, which is pretty obvious. But it's been going really well. Like I said, I think I'm going to go with Gemma as my ally, because I don't mind the solicitor guy, which is one of Amelia's friends, the sister, but I don't know. I just don't feel it with him. He just doesn't feel like the love interest. He seems like the personal best friend type, I'd say. And plus, I don't think it'd feel right. And then the Mr. John guy, I flirted with him at the start. I thought he was kind of a cool guy, but then I just realized he's just a bit too. What's the word? And then after that, he had a little outburst about who we were, thinking we were. I know he's being defensive, but still, that's not the way to go about it. And it's just, it just feels off. But Gemma's just an actual kind-hearted, open, warming. She's just got such a spirit in her that just makes me feel like really good about good about myself. Makes the MC feel good. So I think, and which is hard considering she's actually a widow of the arrangement she had to do with her husband. But I think I personally prefer her, and I'm really interested to see how this book goes. I've been loving it so far.
Yeah, Wow, that's really cool that it has a link with a very scandalous proposal, and I think choices should do more of these. And it's really good that they are releasing a very scandalous proposal for non VIP players first, and then they'll be releasing the very the unexpected heiress. So it's super awesome. I'm excited for the next chapter.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm really interested to see how this goes. Like I said, it could open the way to a sequel to the next book. To like a very Scouts Proposal 2 maybe, or maybe Unexpected Errors 2. See those stories continue on. Maybe see them link up finally
Oh
to
yeah.
close it out. To close it out. But like I said, it's coming together, bringing these sequels back, and I think bringing back or bringing sequels or going on back to books that people genuinely loved. I think that is what will bring choices back from this rough
Yep.
patch they're still at. I think they just need to acknowledge what books the people love, and
Yep.
acknowledge them into making them a perfect sequel. Like the Nanny Affair, that's a perfect example, I think, in my opinion. Everyone loved the first book. I know it's kind of like Open Heart, the book's still going on, but they've been slamming it so far, and I think it's the one book keeping them afloat. They kept
Yep.
Open Heart, Baby Bump going. I didn't mind those books, but they just didn't feel as strong. I
Nope.
like Baby Bump a bit more than Open Heart, but I think going back to books like A Very Scant's Proposal, Distant Shores, etc., going into maybe some preludes or prequels like The Unexpected Errors, going back into a bit before that might have been a part of the history, or just going on to the sequel of that, linking them together. I think that would be a good for choices.
Mm, yeah, totally agreed. And they get a connection between all the universes. And there was a theory by this one person. She said, if all the timelines, if they do add up, then Endless Summer would be the last book in choices, because that's where sort of the world ends. I mean,
Hmm.
that definitely depends on your choice, but
Yeah, it could go either way. But like I said, there are there are many ways. I think that I mean, this is just me spitballing. It's not like I can actually appeal to them, but I just think there's got a good few ways that they could change things up to bring them out of this bad patch. I know it's not easy doing things, but nothing uh, in life, when is anything ever easy? Truly. It comes with work. It comes with hard work and determination. I just think some of these. I think maybe they could benefit. Maybe asking for properly. I know they've done a few Q&As, but I think choices could benefit from, and the team could benefit from asking out properly. What do the community want? What do they want? Maybe take some of their ideas, put them in, and then maybe just go back on some of the set ideas. Go back to old books. Bring sequels. Bring
Mm.
prequels. Bring preludes and advance how the game goes, and just I think that's the way forward for it.
hmm, yeah, that's awesome. It's looking up. Excited for this week. A lot of stories are to come, and it'll be good. And also about Dream Zone. You guys have been playing Dream Zone and the Devil's Deal, and it's super awesome. And I consider myself lucky because I finished Dream Zone 1 week ago, and I didn't have to wait. I just had to wait for 6 days, and I was like scrolling down the app, and I was like, "Wait a second, what is this?
I know.
Too.
Devil's
I
Deal
noticed that.
Book 2." Yeah, I was like, wow, gotta be my lucky day.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm happy to come back and read some of these books. It's like, especially the Devil's Deal. That's been spicing up. I love the action in that. Yeah, there's a lot of explicit scenes. And there's
Mm.
the bit of the Tommy, but I love the action scenes in it. It's like you're a half demon fighting against a bunch of other demons in cool but also funny ways. 'Cause it's like the main character, who I usually see as so like strong and visionary, they're quite mature in a way, but they're
Yep.
teenagers. What do you expect?
Hmm,
But
yeah.
it's like I'm trying to think of a teenage hero from like a show or something that's like the same, but they're immature in some points, but when it comes to doing the right thing and getting it done, they always do it, and it's a good
Mhm.
thing. It's in its good way.
Hmm.
I mean,
I'm
that's
really
why I
loving
like
that.
Devil's Deal. Literally, that is probably my favorite book I've ever read on Dream Zone so far.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, when somebody really pisses the main character off, what I've noticed is, without going into a lot of detail, that his other side comes out and gets more angry than he should do. His
Oh yeah.
demonic side, which I'll stop there because you haven't read the latest chapter. So yes,
Yeah, he gives into his demonic side whenever. What does that remind me of? I'm trying to think of another instance of that
I
where I've
know.
seen that. I can't remember what it is though. It's like
Well,
they
yeah.
give into their anger.
But I mean, yeah. All I'll say for the latest chapter, of Devil's Deal is um, hmm, yeah, it is very good. Like,
Yeah,
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 Oh right, that was it. Ironically enough, Lucifer, where when he gives in to his devil face comes out, and he goes and he could go as far as to kill a human. He goes completely out of his way. You know, he completely loses it.
yeah. I have two questions for you guys. First of all, who is your favorite love interest? Now, I don't know if Carrie is locked like some other books in Dream Zone, but still, who is going to be your favorite love interest if you get to choose at the end? Who will you choose?
I'd probably still go with Carrie because I like who she is. She is a good person. She wants to do good. She feels hurt, but at the end of the day, in a way, I can't blame her for the way she is. I still feel like I want to, because it feels like she's doing a bit too much. But
yeah.
I think in the future she'll understand why we're doing what we're doing, why we did what we did, and she'll regret it. She'll want
Yeah,
to be with us. It's like, and I
I
mean,
like them kind of
hopefully.
roots, to be honest.
Mm.
Mm.
But I hope that can be rekindled because it was all set up from the way that Carrie was set to be the what's it called, the kind of love interest. Even though one thing about Dream Zone is I don't think they really have set love interests, even if you want them to be. I mean, you could probably stick to somebody, but still, the way they end it off, they should make it more where you can choose a love interest and have like a set one at the end or something. But other than that, I think I'll stick with Carrie because she's a good person. She's a good. I mean, after all, it's like it's not like we've lost her. That whole thing about Milton saying, "Oh, she's gonna be with Felix," who turned out to not even be such a bad guy, and
Nope.
create a child that's gonna cure cancer. Yeah, that totally was true, wasn't it? They're not even together anymore. Yeah, that lasted so long. He's truly in love with Felicia, uh, and
Oh, yeah. That's all I'll say on Felicia. I'm not going to say no more.
who's the? eh, Actually, no, I'll leave it there as well.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
uh, but yeah, I do like Carrie. I think when she understands, I think she will at one point. Because how else are you going to be able to explain the unnatural stuff going on? It will come out eventually
Mm.
to at least the main people, and it's like they'll find out who we are. And I think maybe she'll understand. Maybe she'll accept us. I
Mm.
don't know. I do want some rekindle thing though.
What I will say is though, the way this is not going to be any spoiler, so don't worry. The way the latest chapter of Devil's Deal book 2 ended, I think is starting to realize because like yeah, like I said, something quite interesting happens, and I think she saw it for herself. So
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I'll need to catch up. But yeah, I'll read it after this actually, because I've got quite a bit to
Yeah.
catch up on. But yeah, definitely. Um, but yeah, it does. I think that would be the perfect. I don't know why I'm losing my sense of words here. I think in a way this is quite often, but I kind of like it. A rekindle scenario
yeah,
in the love story is one of the ones besides Forbidden Love because you see the strength of them coming back together and all sorts. And it's like through what seems to be impassable odds. Like, I mean, look at this. You've got Carrie. She's a casual woman. She's now a police officer doing the world. You're a half demon teenager trying to fight evil and protect the world. It's. I'm trying to think of an instance. It's like like a forbidden love as well, or not a forbidden love, but a complicated love. Because think of it as TNA. You've got Sam Dalton, a big star, not big star, a big biotech mogul and stuff like that, and you've got the main character who's more of the commoner. It's more like a switch role of that in a way, and you're trying to make these tough odds and these tough circumstances work, and they're rekindling. So I kind of like it like that. Devil's Deal and TNA. I like it kind of like that. Like, it's like a swap over of the role in just a different circumstance. You're playing as Sam Dalton, but a male version who's a half demon fighting for good,
Mm. I
and you're trying to
mean,
do well.
I'm gonna hold off because I've already made my feelings known about Carrie. But like I've said, and how do I word this? Whenever something, I wouldn't say goes wrong. Well, yeah, goes wrong. She's always there instantly. Like always turns up, always at that time, and always tries to blame us. Like she's going to have some serious stuff to apologize to us for. Not
I
like
think. Sorry, you
it's
go.
like, I mean, the one with the. I don't know if this is in the latest chapter, so I don't know if I can say. When the thing what happens in the park, she's there instantly. As soon as we're just literally walking through the park in the middle at night, doing literally nothing wrong, she always magically she turns up.
I'm thinking Milton's got something to do with it.
Yeah,
How
that's
else
what
to
I'm
explain
trying
it?
to say.
I'm thinking though, once we can, if we can get her back on our side to understand, and if that happens, I would rather her be there and come up as like a comforting partner, because it's like we just seen our best friend get his heart ripped out, and you're coming throwing accusations. I would have rather that a kindling friend come here
Yep.
to help us. I mean, yeah, because yeah, that's how I spend my life, ripping someone's heart out, quite literally. I have the perfect strength for it. Love how you're accusing that with perfect facts. It's like, it's just like you want to be mad at her, but it's
Yep.
like I'm mad at her, but I don't want to be. If you know what I mean, I
Mm,
want it
that-
to
I
be
mean,
good.
I think that's where I'm coming from as well. Like, I can understand where she's coming from. It might add
But
up where it does, but just don't accuse me of something I have not done. How can I physically put my hand in someone's body and rip the bloody heart out? Like, come on.
quite clean as well.
I know.
And it's like it's like I want to be mad at her, but it's like, but I don't want to be. I want it to
Yeah.
be on good terms with her. I want it to be with us.
Hmm.
I want it to be.
And then
Yeah.
like you said as well, I think it'll be one of them where she'll actually state for herself, or it's genuinely not us doing anything, and then she'll start to actually understand, and then yeah, I like them
Yeah.
kind of plots.
I think in a way, Dream Zone is becoming more of a tense story than Choices. It's not like
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop being with Choices and stuff, but
Oh no,
Dream Zone just offers more thriller. I think just because of its
Yeah.
genre, its set genre of action, but it offers a lot more thriller and a lot more excitement that I'm really enjoying. Like just talking here, we all really love like we're all happy about TNA. I think Choices is TNA is the only thing we're really really excited for in Choices, whereas Dream Zone, we're really really excited for Devil's Deal. But I say TNA and Devil's Deal, I'm the same on excitement because I love both of them equal the same.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I'm really excited. Like, yeah, every Thursday, I think it's the same time. Laws of Attraction and Devil's Deal. So it's just super exciting. The Wednesday and Thursdays.
I mean, to be honest, I think we're talking about love interest, but we went a little bit off topic. But like I said, I'll say my least favorite love interest. What's the main one in Half Human? I can't remember what her name is. Is it Emily?
Emily.
Literally, I don't want to romance her, for God's sake. Like, please stop trying to force her onto me, man. Please. Honestly, I'm not going to say, but the end of book 2, I think it is, with like the scene with Madison, it's like I don't want to romance her, for God's sake. Please stop pushing her onto me, please. Honestly, but my favorite love interest,
Ooh,
actually,
that's tough. Mine's Ivy from
Yeah.
Hostel Story. I just can't get enough of her. Fighter. She's very passionate. She's very attractive. What's not to like?
I think that's
Who
the
is your
first one.
favorite love interest, Mac?
Oh, I actually can't put my.
Technically, in Dream Zone's case, you can't put your thing to it.
I know exactly because there's that many things what happen in the books that it's hard to choose. I don't know.
Yeah, Ivy's super cool from Hostel Story. That's for sure.
Mm. Yeah, but I've been really enjoying TNA 2 mainly for Choices. I don't mind Laws of Attraction. I'm kind of annoyed. I think it's kind of fallen down a bit due to its hiatus, but I'm still enjoying it. But TNA 2 is still like my overall hype one until the book one comes out. But I'll still always love TNA. And then Dream Zone is the Devil's Deal at the moment because I've finished the rest of the books have all come to a close for now. I'm just on Devil's Deal, enjoying that one. I'm waiting for the Impossible Game 3 as well. That was left on a major cliffhanger.
I actually can't remember. How that ended. To be honest, but so I have actually read it. So if you spoil it, I don't really care. To be honest.
So
remember.
book 2 ended in a control room where it's like it's like you have to determine the fate of the world. But
Oh,
the guy who
sorry,
came in,
yeah.
but the other guy came in, the guy who's always been showing up, doing things, claiming he should do it, and we're left on the
Yep.
cliffhanger in the control room
Yep.
right now,
Yeah, because that was the thing with the game, wasn't it? Where you have to,
where you randomly
virtual
chosen to
reality.
become like an archangel of the world or something to determine how it goes.
I just can't remember. Like, I've actually forgot. Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not actually in the control room. We're in the house with our sponsor, the guy that I kind of let him to kind of die, uh, as well as my best friend. So we're just not going to talk about that. I'm not a very nice guy. But yeah, we're back in our house with the sponsor, debating a plan of action. I think that's where it left off.
The Impossible Game.
Yeah, the Impossible Game 2, where it left off. It left off on a bit of a major cliffhanger. So yeah, I'm
Nice.
really excited for that one. Rogue Gang, that should start up. That's going to be interesting to start up, I guess. That was an interesting story.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, that ended a bit weird. We go from hardened, criminals trying to get out of a bad situation to FBI operatives.
And I think as well, like, I don't know why, but Dream Zone kind of make it obvious in a way who they're not the villains, but the people who are holding back something from telling us, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
like Paolo's brother, daughter, when she tried, I don't know if
the
anybody-
criminal's daughter. Yeah, Isabella or something.
Yeah, like there was just something off about her. Easy, like she was holding something back for definite. Why would she just jump us in the street for no bloody reason? Like, come on. No. I think I've said that to you as well. They do make it quite obvious about who's going to betray you in some sort of way.
I mean, I liked in a way she said, we try to, like operate outside of each other's boundaries, because of our personal past. It's like, because she's taking over the company. It's like back and forth, but still, I liked her. She was a nice character. She was a good fighter. I mean, granted, she was just trying to follow in her footsteps and stuff, and I can understand wanting to stay out of her way, from personal past and stuff. I wanted to go on with her, but yeah. It's definitely an interesting story. I'm curious to see how that's going to pick up off as well. I'm trying to think what else is there. There's Half Human, Project Prometheus. We talked about that briefly. I want that to finish off. What else?
Colorblind.
Sorry?
There's Colorblind.
I haven't read that. I actually haven't read that yet.
Oh, you don't want
that one.
Terrible.
I don't want to.
It's. I won't say it's the worst, but I'd probably say it's the worst out of all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
So like you said, there's Hostile Story, Half Human, Impossible Game, Rogue Gang.
Oh, Man for Hire. That ended on quite a bit of a cliffhanger as well.
Man for Hire. Honestly, I've read that many of them. I can't actually think of that
one where your best friend is murdered by they go on the dark web, steal money, and then a dark web assassin's hired to kill them, and you spend your time hunting down that assassin.
There's another one. Sorry, yeah. There's another one. Lookalikes as well. There's that one that's the new one.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Isn't that like a time loop one? I haven't read that, but it looks like a time loop kind of story.
Yeah, the time loop is the time and time again.
Yeah, where something happened, like get that movie Happy Death Day 2 or something, where where you keep dying and you just keep time looped back. I think it's something similar to that.
Time and time again were good as well.
Yeah, which movie?
A movie.
Sorry, go on.
I think we've kind of lost the train of thought of where we're going on this.
Yeah, I think I was on about there was the lookalikes, and then which is a new one, and then there was Time and Time Again. I think we were talking about. So yeah,
we were talking about what that was about. I said, because I haven't read it, but from the looks of it, it looks like some sort of time loop kind of story.
Oh, it is quite interesting. I will say it's quite a good book as well. So
yeah,
it definitely looks it.
It's a great book. I mean, after Devil's Deal or with Devil's Deal, I would say this is a great book, and it has only one book. So this is the only book I think that has one book and that didn't leave us on a cliffhanger. So, and it was a quite complete book and a great one too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but Man for Hire, I want to see how that kind of ends off. You know, that was kind of that had a rekindle situation as well. Because wait, have you two both read it?
Yeah, I've read every single book, so don't worry.
Uh, Anaban, have you finished Man
Yeah.
for Hire?
Oh, Man for Hire. I'm in chapter 9 or so. You can go on, no worries.
You sure?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
sure.
yeah. So you know, at the end, I'll just say the ending. You know, we uncover Soldier's identity and stuff and such. You know, the policewoman. Oh, what's her name? Susan. You know,
Oh, sorry. Yes, I know what you're on about now. Sorry. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we were falling for her. She found out what we'd been doing. She was very hurt. She was triggered. Honest to God, I don't blame her. But at the end, we were given. She actually warmed back up to us. You know, we begged the chance for forgiveness because we really liked her, and she's, you know, she's allowing it. You know, she's. It was surprising, but also really nice. I was scared we'd never get her back, but we you know, we rescued her from something. We got to, you know, forgive. We got to forgive us a bit, to solicit trust us so we could work together. But then the teenage girl who was with us, Audrey,
Yeah.
because we left her behind. She's been kidnapped because we got a random thingy, and she's been kidnapped. So now we're going to spend our time hunting down to finding her. But I am really happy to say that, you know, we were able to rekindle with Susan, and I hope we can build it back up to where it was. I think that was a perfect instance of rekindle right there. I mean, we were coming from a dark place. I mean, granted, it doesn't actually, you know, it doesn't excuse us for what we've done, but it's still, you know, I think it's still a good rekindle part of that. Plus, Susan is quite amazing as well. So, close second.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, the stories are really great and interesting, and with great plot and everything. I'm really excited to, read more. And Devil's Deal, that's being released every Thursday now.
Yeah.
Excited for like what's going to happen next, and specifically Diana's sister, I think, is now into the picture, and Diana is going to be out because she's been injured really badly. And then Milton, we haven't seen him in the recent
Mm.
chapter. That was a bummer.
Mm.
I was to run a,
He's
yeah,
no, he's just playing his time. He's up to something. You know, it's like I said.
Mm.
There's definitely a bigger plot going on. I'm
Yeah,
thinking it's got
because
something to do with like coming out overall and like, you know, the typical devil raining hell on earth type thing.
I think, like, what was it? The plot. It says, "I will not. I will. I don't know if. Oh no, I don't know if I should say this. Something about I will swear not to hurt any human being through
yeah,
the actions of myself or others again." And he
yeah,
seems quite smug about that because, like, he knows something,
He
like,
spent
which is
time looking through a loophole for it. He spent a
yeah,
lot of time looking through a loophole because that's the one thing with these riddles and contracts. There's always a loophole and something you have to be careful when doing it. Though that's one thing that makes this book really interesting is the
yeah,
fact that when you say these, you have to look for these loopholes. You have to think about what you're saying to when you're making these contracts to
yeah,
not leave loopholes. But
yeah,
definitely, I'm definitely seeing a typical, you know, rain hell on earth type of entendre going on with him. Because he said, I think in the club that he has a surprise or something for everybody, or he's up to something that he literally said it. I think he's planning on like it's got to be
wait,
something more.
wait. I don't know if this was the last chapter or the chapter before. Something about my blood. What you want about my blood? Something about stood in front of me, and
That
like,
might be the missing chapter, but I'm not sure.
yeah,
But that can connect to the fact that, oh no, yeah, I think I do remember hearing that. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, I remember it. I
I'm
remember it. Someone wanted to. I think someone was talking about blood, and then they wanted to kill us or something. But because it's because, you know, our mother's also a devil
yeah.
or demon in way, and it's something to do with that.
I think, why would he also say my blood's in front of me? I've got a theory, which is probably just literally out there, which you can probably guess what it is, but I'm not going to say what it is.
Yeah, it's just a lot of back and forth. It's really interesting.
Mm.
I honestly got at this point. I just want 2 chapters a week. Honestly, one just don't seem to be enough.
And I think,
yeah,
to be honest, as well, it shows you how good the Devil's Deal book and Dream Zone is in general. If we can literally talk about it for that much, it's like Devil's Deal. I will say is probably the best book I've read out of Choices and Dream Zone ever,
Just thrill
hands
and
down.
excitement of talking
yeah,
about it, let alone reading it. It's just
Yep.
it's so much. Honestly, God, I love it.
But like
yeah,
you said, Brandon, as well, like nothing cool. I'll not go back from choices. I'll never cancel. I will not like read choices ever again. I will always be there. But it's Dream Zone took me by surprise, very much so.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, yeah, choices is gonna be there. It's gonna come up with other, awesome books, that's for sure. But so far, like what Dream Zone is producing and with Devil's Deal, is super awesome. And I think on the conversation, yeah, you're right. So Milton gives his word at the end, but I think he still knew somehow that we are not human. So he said, "I'm not gonna harm any human," but he
Yep,
also, I think, he knew about our main character and our
yep,
Yeah,
mother.
yep.
yeah,
I mean, it shows when I was shocked at first when I first saw it. I think if it were book two, like when somebody really pissed us off and our demonic side come out. I thought, what the hell's happening here? I thought, 1 minute, what? And then I realised when he said, "Oh, we like something about," yeah, it was just shocking to me. To be honest, I didn't exactly think.
actually, I think going on that, I kind of have like another theory going on. I'm thinking that like our like the MC's mother is not more just a demon. I think she's more or less an overall ruler of
Yep,
hell or something bigger.
yep,
Yeah,
And I'm thinking, that when the demons are saying, like Milton's leading some sort of coup and rebellion, I'm thinking he's using this as a plan to overthrow her, overtake hell, and maybe do something on the real world, something like that.
yeah,
'Cause that's the kind of thing I'm kind of surmising. It seems strong in a
mm,
way
yeah,
because we've got these little rebel demons coming at us that they
yep,
talk about taking us out to infuriate our mother, and it only just leads me to assume like that bit was kind of what got it, that our mother is obviously a
yeah.
high individual in hell
Oh, yeah,
and
mm,
giving on, and it's like it only makes sense that they want to overthrow her, take over, and do worse things. Like maybe she's a good type of demon. That's what, yeah, because she is quite a nice person from what we've been told. So maybe she's just trying to work on a good thing, and these
mm.
guys are just the rebels that don't like it.
Like
mm,
I think that ties into what I said as well. Like every time something goes wrong for us, which is not our fault, we always like lash out and say it's not our fault. And do you know what I mean? I'm trying to say,
Mm.
like, yeah, like with the latest chapter as well. But yeah, I
It's
mean,
definitely a complicated good versus evil type thing going on,
yeah,
but it's still interesting nonetheless.
mm,
yeah. I mean, when Miss Dawson, our professor, she's
yeah,
wants to seduces us, and at the end of the book, she calls us and says, "Please don't tell your mother that I tried to seduce you, or otherwise she would just kill me." So definitely, Miss Dawson, who is also like a demon creature, she's also afraid of her mother. So
Mm.
definitely,
But
mm,
she's still crazy enough to start this whole thing by biting the lip thing and starting this blood thing going on. Obviously, she can't be that scared if she's doing all this for
because
Milton. She
she's
can't.
following Milton's orders.
She can't really be this scared, can she?
mm.
It's just getting a whole lot interesting with time.
Mm.
Mm.
I think apart from Nanny Affair and Devil's Deal are the two books I'm genuinely looking forward to. That's literally about it. Like,
Yeah, because I'll never not get enough of Sam and the twins. I'll never not.
nope.
It's hard not to.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's another book as well we forgot to talk about. Is it My Bloody Classmates as well?
I
What's
never,
new?
yeah, I never read that one. I've
Oh,
seen the thing, but I haven't read it.
it's actually new, actually. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
quite good, but mm.
yeah. I just played the first chapter, so it's also you are in high school, I guess, and you're a vampire slayer or something.
Yes, and yeah, I'm not going to say anything more because I don't want to spoil it for you. So let's just set up.
But if you haven't played time and time again, you should play it. It's super awesome.
Yeah, about My Bloody Classmates. No, in fact, yeah, I'm not going to talk about it because the thing what I was going to say would spoil it quite a lot, so I'm not going to say anything. So yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely
Mm.
think Dream Zone offers up a lot more to talk about, especially if we talk about multiple books. So
Mm.
Totally agree with that. Definitely.
I think that's all the books put on Dream Zone then.
I
Yeah.
think we'll just have to wait until some new. Because one thing I kind of like and don't like is there's no like I don't think there's any actually official social media platform for Dream Zone, so the books
No.
kind of drop out of nowhere.
Mm.
Let me just
Yeah.
double check. Yeah, there's no like
No,
actual
no, no, no.
platform. So the books kind of drop out of nowhere. So that means that one week we could be talking about the next chapter of Devil's Deal and or something else, or we could wait for a new book to drop. Which one thing I always love is they drop with about 4 to 6 chapters, so there's plenty to go on
Yep.
when a book comes out. So that means we'll definitely have like one week we'll be talking about maybe Devil's Deal and Nanny Fair. Next week we'll be talking about Devil's Deal, Nanny Fair, and a new book coming out with its new chapters. We'll be able to get all sorts of theories and all sorts of likes, and it'll be amazing.
Yeah,
I
it would be
think
amazing.
as well,
Yeah,
if they did make a social media profile and all this stuff, and people actually played it, like it would piss a lot of people off. Sorry for swearing, based on the fact that it's just a male character in literally every book. But if they just change that, literally, every loads of people would like it. Literally, honestly,
Mm.
like I'm
yeah,
always skeptical when I'm not saying I didn't trust you, but when you said it was good, I thought, you know what, I'd just download it anyway. I didn't want to say it were bad before I even tried it, so I tried it, and like the music, the drama, literally everything is just. I was always pleasantly surprised. Like honestly,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
glad
like
you said that. To
choices.
something.
Yeah, like choices. The music it's definitely different choices, but it matches the scenarios perfectly.
Yeah.
And it's
Mm.
nice to have a different type of music in these scenarios. It definitely expands your horizons. Like, so you can like all the music, and who knows? Maybe you can put like your own. Maybe you can put these types of music together to see what else you can make. There's all sorts to do.
Mm.
yeah.
And I
I
think
mean, Half Humans, the song, like, There's No Stopping Me, that music, it was really awesome. And, when we go to the party first and we see Emily, it was really, matching
mm,
well with the music.
yep.
And then the, mystery music, when we were seeing the cyborgs, it was really awesome. And then I remember this the Impossible Games. This awesome music that's super awesome. Then Man for Hire, there is this music like a whistling, I think, in either Man for Hire or the Rock You Gang. So there's
Yeah, I remember it.
music and there's like so that's really cheerful.
Mm.
Yeah, like I said, just different types of music. It's really like just uplifting.
I prefer to listen. I've never listened or never listened. I've never read a book without the music. Like
Yeah, it's like wow.
never.
It's
Yeah,
like the
without sound.
music.
Sorry.
It's what makes the book like it's what makes
Mm.
it more than just a book. It's like it gives you it keeps you focused. Because like one thing as well is if I'm reading a book, it may be quiet, but it's just like it's not boring, but music, especially music that's to the book, it solidifies you and makes you fully focused on it because
Yeah.
it also makes you feel like the book as well.
It's
Yeah.
like we're haunted of Braywood Manor. I don't think I could read that book without the music. So
No. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, well, the music, without the music, the book is not like 100%. I mean, yeah, there is still a storyline you can read, but you would be like, you are asleep and you're walking in the sleep. You're not like fully in your body and in your mind. But, with the music, it's like 100%. So it's just, the full experience.
Definitely.
mm, yeah.
Yeah, really excited for the books that will come out in Dream Zone, Devil's Deal, and then the Nanny Affairs and Laws of Attraction, a very scandalous proposal. Yeah, it's going to be super awesome this week again.
I think as well. I can't wait for the new books to actually come out on choices. To actually have something to actually read what's actually good. Obviously, there's the Nanny Affair, and I'm reading. What is it? Save the date now. So literally, that's all. Literally, that's like I said. That's all what's keeping me sane about choices at the moment. Is the Nanny Affairs. There's literally nothing else.
Yeah,
Like so, yeah.
agree with that. Definitely. So, well, that's all for like, I don't have much written on the board. So, do you guys want to add anything else?
I don't think there's anything off the top of my head.
No, I
Matt?
don't think there is.
Okay. Then,
No.
so that's all, I guess.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely been a excuse me. definitely been a fun episode. You know, I love how we can get Dream Zone into it and start talking about all the different stories on that. It definitely provides a thrilling conversation.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed it and all the inputs, and thanks for coming again and having the conversation. I hope you all are doing okay after it's just I wish you all a good week ahead.
Yeah.
Mm,
Let's hope it gets
yep,
better.
definitely.
Yeah. So that's all for this week, I guess. So next week, see you again with Nanny Affair, Laws, and then of course Devil's Deal, Milton.
That's gonna be good.
Mm. Oh, very good.
Okay, then. All right. So bye.
Laters.
See you in a
Yeah.
bit.
Take care. Take care.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah.